The white boy Caleb.
That was hilarious.
Yo, what's up? Welcome to the show. Oh man, I wish it could have been. I know he just starts it out the blues. I could have been walking around with my shirt off. I mean, they'll probably, most of the fans probably like.
Welcome to another episode of the Assistant Philly Sports Podcast. You got the four horsemen.
Let me get in.
No. This is the way we open it now, since this is normal people that's here opening it.
No, it's a female fans.
But go ahead, Ephraim. I just wanted to give it the proper opening. Now go ahead and get into your spiel.
I mean, it irritates me because it's the same thing that happened the last loss. This is what I said. The last loss, the game was close. We lost because Blake Griffin hit 5-6 3-pointers the last game. So now we lose this game. And Al Horford hits 5-3. He hit 5 shots altogether. Guess how many was threes? All 5 of them. All 5 of them. And then he already hit 4. And the boy PJ Tucker completely leaves him to go cover Tatum. I mean, not cheats. Completely leaves him and leaves him wide open for him to hit his 5th 3. So why would you do that after he already showed you not just this game, mind you, through his career, he showed you Al Horford can actually knock down an open 3 pretty consistently, but you leave him wide open. He hits the 3, goes up again. I think that was the 3. That was the 3 actually. I put him up, I think, by like 2 or something like that. I can't even remember. But I mean, we fought back. What irritated me was we lost the lead. Pretty nice size lead. I think we was at 15.
15.
So we lost that lead. Come all the way back.
Then we was down like 10.
Down 10. We was down. That's what I meant. We lost the lead. They went down 10. Came all the way back to tie the game up. Only lose the game at home in the clutch. This joint hurt. Tatum having a terrible game. Hits the game winner. Then that one that B threw up. If that would have won, then that would have been crazy. I mean, it just was on his fingertips, man.
Bro.
We got a Tyrese Maxey problem now. We got a Maxey problem.
All right. I came away a little differently than the game. I actually, coming into the game, I was a little apprehensive, not thinking that we could bang with Boston. Leaving this game, I feel confident that we could beat this team. I really do. I mean, and y'all know how I was the last podcast. I was struggling. I was like, I don't know about Boston.
I've been told you we could.
All right, but my eyes had to tell me, not you. So,
my eyes. You should know my eyes is better than yours.
But what I will say, Embiid was spectacular tonight. Everything he did. I mean, he played the game. We needed him. Our problem is we're gonna talk about this as far as Maxey and Niang is that bench lineup. We got to figure out how to. Niang ain't it. Niang's not it.
I gotta get somebody. I gotta get somebody flowers tonight, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You'll probably never hear me do it again. PJ Tucker. How in the world PJ Tucker ended with 16 rebounds. PJ Tucker had 16 rebounds. He usually has like 2, 3, 4. He had 16 rebounds tonight and did a really good job on Tatum.
He had 11 in the first half.
So, who had 11? Oh, 11 rebounds.
Yeah.
So this is the first game where PJ Tucker actually earned some of his money. He actually earned some of his money. So I give PJ his props tonight, but that might be a career high in rebounds with 16. I gotta look into that. But PJ Tucker was 16 rebounds. He really helped pick up the rebounding slack for the team because Tobias Harris didn't have any. So I don't know. Maybe he stole all Tobias Harris rebound. How do you play? How do you play 37 minutes and you're a forward and you don't get one rebound?
Who's that?
Tobias.
Tobias didn't have no rebounds because PJ was taking
not one rebound.
Shout out to Miz. He said Joel fatigue problem.
Joel fatigue
problem. Box closet. I guess you saying closeout?
Box closeouts and shot selection. You really trying to say that we lost the game because Joel fatigue problem?
You can't mess with
what was you watching?
Joel was
and box out. What? All right, hold up. First of all, let me just say this about Boston. I do have apprehension about beating them in the 7-game series. I don't think that it'll be a sweep either way. I don't think
4-1.
No.
It'll be a gentleman's.
I don't think it'll be no sweep. I think it'll be a hard fought thing. Boston is just deep right now. Unless in order for us to beat them in the series, we have to get this PJ Tucker. We have to get this Toby 1/2. As best we get him. Harden was off tonight, but we have to have Maxey playing better than this. We cannot beat them with this being the Maxey going into a series with them. I don't know. We still got what, like 20 games, something like that left to try to figure these things out. The bench, because that is an issue. Because even if you take Maxey and put him back in the starting lineup, who's your bench? Who's going to score off of that bench? I like McDaniel's energy. I like his defense. But first of all, he blew 2 free throws. He got to start hitting free throws if he's going to fit in with this team. This team shoots free throws, hit free throws. He got to get in the lab and work on that. But that being said, our bench, Niang, like Tim said about Niang, this was a bad game for Niang. I'm not going to flip and say Niang is shooting 40% from 3 for the season. Like I'm not going to sit here off of one game and say he's trash and he's unplayable. You know what I'm saying?
All what he do when he play good teams.
That's not true. We just played.
He doesn't play well against athletic wings.
Stop. This is what you're just putting out there. He's played well against enough good teams.
No,
he has.
No, he
yes, he has.
The good teams. We're gonna play Miami again on
Monday. Okay, and we'll see. But you say that every time, and then when we play the game, and Yang starts playing well, you like, oh, I don't know what got into him tonight. But then you come in, it's the same scenario. The same way Toby had a decent night tonight. The next night of Toby off, Toby stinks. We can't win with Toby. Like you just go through these extremes.
No,
the season is an up and down season.
Play well against garbage teams like this bottom of the barrel teams.
Okay, he played bad against it. He did play bad against this team.
We need good play by our bench. Niang ain't it.
Okay, so then who you putting in?
First of all, McDaniel's gonna be my first start. Him and Maxey, they're gonna be the first 2 coming off the bench. You can't rely on Niang.
Then you're not going to beat Boston. You're not going to beat Boston without a bench. Boston is deep. You will not beat Boston without a bench.
We had Boston. I said putting Niang and McDaniel's in, and then first of all, we had Boston's number. The only reason why we lost that game is because Al Horford. We was up 15. Al Horford. Nobody stuck Al Horford.
This is the point I'm making. They're deep. They have play. This game it'll be Horford. The next game it'll be Grant. They have. The other game is the point guard dude that they got, Brogdon or somebody else. They're deep. And I'm not saying that we can't beat them, but I'm not. This game that give me this confidence that we're gonna go in and beat them in a 7-game series. It's going to be difficult, especially with them with home court.
Made me confident that we could get them.
Okay.
Right now, you know who's their weapon. You know who's their game changer for Boston is Derek White and Al Horford. Those 2 guys are kind of like killers for us. Once we learn how to defend Derek White because he gives that energy. If you look at it, Boston starting 5, they were struggling, but Derek White and Al Horford, they changed the complexion of this game. 3rd quarter. If we found a way to stop them, we win this game easily. We was good.
So Tatum didn't go on a stretch where he was balling?
No, not really. He struggled. He had 4 points in the first half.
What did he have in the 4th quarter? Go ahead, Ephraim. My fault. I'll go back.
He did some pivotal baskets, but he wasn't balling out all night.
I was about to read some of the comments. Will White,
go ahead.
He said he woke up. He woke the baby up with that last shot by Joel. And
when he thought it was good.
And the baby can't go back to sleep loose for me. Yeah, I know. That's a hurt piece. But I did. Me and my son was going off. I thought that John counted. That hurt. Then it showed the instant replay, all the errors out the building. John said Maxey, he said he can't be mad at Harden. Maxey got to give way more. He was a non-factor. And Niang is what he is. I do agree. Niang is what he is. Niang is a solid player. I mean, sometimes he got them good games. Sometimes he got them bad games. I think Maxey in particular against Boston, I told y'all this before, Boston's length hurts Maxey a little bit. Because if you notice, all Maxey tries to do against Boston is drive. He rarely tries to pull up on nobody and shoot that fadeaway because more often than not, he got Brown or Tatum on him. And they're in that 6'7", 6'6" length, 6'8". I think Tatum is listed as somewhere around there. Like that length, it hurts. It hurts. If you're not savvy enough to create space, that's going to hurt you. And I remember last year when I told y'all, they said Jordan Poole coach was working when he started to play when the playoffs started about creating more space than in the regular season, because those playoff teams, they play defense better. More than likely, they have longer players, athletic players, all that kind of stuff like that. Pause. But this is what Maxey's going to have to work on. He's going to have to work on creating space and shooting over dudes that's taller than him. And you can't run by everybody in the NBA. And tonight, that's where you saw that. That hurt.
Miz said, "Good looking out, Miz." But who? Wait a minute. Who posted that? Yeah, good looking out, Miz, in the super chat. He said Jason Tatum tipped because Joe ain't box out in the pull up down too.
No, actually, that's false because Toby was guarding him and he went to drive, and then Toby went to run over somewhere. I watched because I went back and looked.
But when Toby runs off, somebody does have to box him out.
No, Embiid was under the rim and it went long.
Was he boxing anybody out?
He was under the basket. It was Tobias's box out. It should have been Tobias. If you're guarding the man,
defend somebody else though.
No, Tobias just turned his back and looked at the play. He never left Tatum. He was there and he just turned his back and didn't seal. He did not seal anybody. He just stood there and Tatum ran right by and got the tip in. He got a running start and got in there and got the tip in.
RJ Lucas made a good point. He said Maxey had been right since that injury. He said bull broken. Do y'all think something has to do with that injury that he faced?
That foot injury?
Yeah.
I don't know, because a couple of them plays down the stretch, he looked like he was Maxey for a minute. I don't know. It could be. I mean, I want to believe that he's better than this. Whatever it is, we got to figure it out, get it right, or you know what I'm saying? Like Ephraim was saying, maybe put him back in the starting lineup. I don't know, but then our bench is where are we gonna get points at from the bench?
Why do we keep? This is my First of all, why does Doc kill dudes' confidence like Shake? Shake was playing well for.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't.
No, Shake is Shake. I'm done with Shake the Shake. We can't play Shake.
You said Shake the Shake?
Yeah.
I thought Shake was playing decent this season.
I thought Shake was playing well for a stretch of games.
But
now he's getting 2 minutes. He's not getting no burn. I guess he got to get McDaniels in. Doc to me doesn't have a feel for the game. And I know that's
I agree with Ethan. Shake was playing decent basketball this year.
He was. Like, remember, he started playing decent ever since he started. Like, remember everybody was out and Shake started? And he started getting a nice flow in the game. He's playing very well. And they started bringing him off the bench because of what he contributed when everybody was out, and he started playing very well. Now he's back in the doghouse again for some unknown reason. Not like bringing dudes in and out the doghouse sometimes is sickening.
Muller Petition, shout out. Thanks again. Looking out in the super chat. He said, B MVP, hitting the potential OT tying 3, then walked off like it was nothing. Joe hungrier than ever. In my opinion, he definitely.
I think Joe knew it was a miss because it looked like he was like when he was shaking his head. I think he
even at the time play. Yeah. I agree. But I mean, listen, this is why I was just having a conversation with somebody on my text board, my man Brand, about why to me, MVPs don't matter. When I'm talking about the greatness of a player, I know people are like, oh man, he got 2 MVPs, he got 3 defensive all-time players, he got this, that. The only award that kind of matters to me when you talk about that is a stat-based award that, like, when you win the scoring title, that tells me you're doing something. Like, but MVPs, defensive teams, NBA all first teams, and all that don't mean nothing to me. Those are voted on awards that don't really affect the games. What affects the games is what I see with my eyes and hardcore statistics, field goal percentage, steals, blocks, rebounds, defensive win shares, all that kind of stuff means something to me. So just because Jordan won the MVP, if he don't win it this year, I don't care. I thought he should have won it last year. I don't think Joker should have two MVPs right now. There's too many other good players in the league that could have won MVP. But Joel is, in my opinion, right now, he's probably playing the best basketball in the NBA. Between him and probably LeBron. LeBron might have entered back into the conversation. LeBron been playing great. Yo, outside of that 13-point game he had, it might be him and Bron on the top again.
Hold on, Sean Lynch said Joel played good in the fourth. Like, that's not Joel. Embiid has actually been doing pretty good at closing games out. I mean, between him and Harden, it's like
fantastic.
B's been closing out. B's been playing very well in the fourth. It's like usually he comes back in like the 7-minute mark and plays well in the fourth. So I mean,
there we go. We win.
What?
Good looking, baby. We win if Joe had a game like the Grizzlies. How many blocks Joe had his game? Let me see. How did he do defensively?
What scored 25? What if he would have scored 25 points? Is that what you're telling me?
19 rebounds and the six blocks and like.
With 25 points, so who would have gave us the extra points then? Who would have gave us extra points?
You needed Joel points tonight. Like I agree. I disagree with Ms. Tonight was all about Joel
right now.
I'm looking
at hate on LeBron, but LeBron is hooping right now. I don't be surprised if the Lakers end up in the playoffs and end up getting somebody scared because LeBron is still playing on another level like that. How many look for rap? Y'all want to hate on LeBron and say, "Oh, LeBron," because everybody tired of hearing LeBron being on the top. I get it. You got LeBron fatigue. How many dudes right now would you legitimately take over LeBron James? For real, for real. You knew you could put LeBron on your team right now today, and you had to pick of the top 5 players. How many boys you literally take over LeBron? For real. Dude, so you tell me you're going to take Luka over LeBron, who got the first time he got to the Western Conference Finals of last year?
Nope.
Do you think you trust him to carry your franchise?
Nope.
So you going to take? I mean, some people might argue might take Giannis over LeBron. I wouldn't. Giannis can't shoot. I wouldn't take nobody on my team that's outside of 12 feet. You ineffective.
What about KD?
KD, I would consider KD.
I wouldn't take KD over Brown right now either.
Would you take Joker over LeBron? Everybody, LeBron. Would you take Joker over LeBron? That's what I'm saying. So who we taking over LeBron? Everybody want to laugh in the chat, say in the comment section, I say LeBron. Who are you taking over LeBron James right now? That's what I'm saying. You taking Tatum over LeBron? You trust Tatum? Remember what happened to Tatum in the final last year? You want to do that? Y'all want to do that? Okay, that's what I'm saying. So tell me who you taking. LeBron playing some still top-notch ball right now.
Is that goal right, that boy that was here last time we lost to the Celtics?
You taking Jaylen Brown? Okay, X-Man. You taking Jaylen Brown over LeBron James. You taking Tatum, who had a epic collapse in the finals, over LeBron James. You taking Embiid. I'm not even mad you taking Embiid. I love Embiid. Embiid playing good right now, but Embiid has not been outside the second round. So you legitimately. This is what y'all telling me. This is. You know what?
Them boys, they back here. Them Celtics fans is back in the chat. Wayne, get them.
Oh,
Wayne, get them.
Bro, I'm not mad at them. They listen to the winner goes the spoils. To the winner goes the spoils. Celtics fans deserve to talk. They team came in, they team fought hard, and they team won. I'm not mad at it. I'm saying they did. Boston is the best team. Boston is still the best team in the East. I mean, I think we knew that coming in, but however it was. I mean, we've seen it been tight games, all 3 games we played. You know?
I'm not talking about career. It has been all tight 3 games. I agree. I'm talking about right now this season. I'm not saying if you're going to take the player who's going to be with your team for the rest of your career. Right now this season, and you got a chance to go back on it. There's a lot of people just saying no because people comment in the comments. I'm responding to the comments. Ain't that what we're supposed to do, right? So we here to just talk to each other? Or we here to talk to people that's comment in the comment section? Y'all tell me. If y'all okay, y'all go ahead. Y'all can talk to each other. Go ahead.
You said JoJo might have us stuck around. What do you say?
JoJo might have stuck around years ago to see the buzzer beater. He just walked away. He's just hungry to win. Nothing else matters. Y'all think Joe got it?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Wayne.
No, I was saying this is what I was saying this is what I've been saying for the last few weeks. Joel Embiid looks different. He looks more mature. He looks more focused. And we see it in games like this. Like, even when he complains to the ref, it's not the crying and like he's like walking down the court and letting the refs know and he's getting back and stuff like that. And I do think some of that might have to be accredited to, first of all, himself getting older. You know, now once you get a kid and you a family man, you got to mature a little bit more because you got responsibilities in that light. But I also think having old heads like PJ Tucker and James Harden around helps too. And I think that's helped. And I think that's why you do need vets to go along with your younger stars too, because they help groom and help them to, be mature in the game. But I got to give Joel props. Like he really do look like he's focused. He's in better shape. You see him going down there and just taking that beating, but then going down there and attacking. And I will say this is what I really did appreciate about Joel's game. In this game, Joel was going down there and they was allowing Al Horford, like they always do. Al Horford always gets to hold Joel Embiid. The difference in what Joel Embiid did this time was, exactly. And Tim, I say that all the time. Okay, if somebody's going to foul you, especially if you're under the whistle and they letting the play go, then you be aggressive and make them have to call something.
And that's exactly.
And Joe did that.
Hey, Master Craft, Joe wouldn't have need to score 40 if Maxey would have stepped up. If Harden would have stepped up, he wouldn't have need to score 40. He wouldn't have, but them dudes, they didn't step up. They didn't play their role in this game. We should have kept that 15-point when he's up 15 rolling. But you had McDaniels negative 22, Niang negative 23. These dudes did not play well. 50. How you 13 minutes?
Harden was okay.
That's almost
Harden was
impossible
okay.
to do.
No, what it was
13 minutes in a negative 22. How does that even happen?
Well, the reason how
you know what type of run the team got to go on for you to be in negative 22 in 13 minutes?
But here's the thing: when they all playing at the same exact time, they all getting credit for them negative points that's on there. So Niang being bad, McDaniels is playing. He's playing with Niang. So all of them guys on the bench. It was like one starter and 4 bench players losing the lead.
How do you feel about McDaniels? Is he the athletic wing?
I thought he was solid on defense. He's solid.
Hey, Mr. Wing, that's how I feel.
The only problem with him is he got to make them free throws. At least one of them. You can't miss 2, bro. We don't miss free throws here. Somebody got to get on a young boy, let him know we don't do that here.
He was a negative 23.
Yeah, but he was active and playing deep. I'm not put.
What defense are you playing when you're a negative 23 in 15 minutes?
If you were watching the game,
you
did see he was guarding whenever they switched, and he would be on somebody. They would go to the other person. He wasn't getting cooked. But that's another thing about Maxey. Maxey gets cooked a lot too. Like, you got to at least score. If you're going to get cooked on defense, you better score.
I don't think Maxey was getting cooked. He was getting.
He was
getting cooked on screens, but he wasn't getting cooked. What happened was, like, he was getting.
Go ahead, explain it. Try to
explain how his man kept running past him, and Embiid had to try to play defense on him.
They weren't running past him. He was running behind the screen instead of getting over the
Master
screen.
Crab, you ain't cooking no Maxey. Maxey will run circles around you. I know he runs circles around me. Maxey is a baller. I just don't know what it is. This is my problem with Maxey is some games you get greatness from him, and then other games it's like he don't. It's almost like I don't think he knows how to turn the switch on. So we need to find somebody that can turn that switch for him. Somebody that can charge that battery in his back, because I don't think that he naturally has it.
Do y'all think he's getting coached well over there?
He
has great games. He does play great in stretches.
Y'all told me before Harden is the reason Maxey started balling.
No, said that Harden helped Maxey. It helped his game. He did help his game, help him with a lot of stuff with his game.
Somebody need to help him now. Maxey been in a slump for like last couple of weeks.
I mean, you can't help it, but so much if he's missing open shots. Maxey was shooting threes at a 40% clip, 45% clip at points in time. Like, he's just off. He's not hitting.
And it's not. He had a week off to relax and chill. I don't know what it is. I really don't.
Johnson,
I don't know. He's not selling well to this.
He said Maxey lost his joy. He need to be the happy hooper. Do y'all think that's the truth?
Well, guess what?
I agree.
Right now, you're down the stretch run of the season. Everything is going to be intense. It ain't no happy hooper time. This when you need the dog to come out. This when you need how PJ turned into a pit bull today. This is what you need for playoff basketball.
Maybe Maxey needs to find. He needs to go to Neverland and find this happy thought. So maybe he can fly around on the
Peter.
Everybody not move like that though. Everybody built different. He might need to be happy. He might need to be more enthused. Remember, they was playing the clip about Westbrook when he was in the locker room, and he was saying how we not playing.
They was looking at him all crazy.
we not playing for fun. What did he say? We got to play more for fun and just play happy or something like that. And everybody was eyeing up Westbrook. But maybe that's how some people got to play. Like, some people think you got to come in there mad and angry and ready to go.
Well, guess what? When Westbrook used to play mad and angry, he was putting up triple doubles. So maybe he need to get back to mad and angry.
I mean, it's possible, but hey, look, when Max was playing happy, he was Miami Maxey.
Jimmy J, cool out. They was not dominating the Sixers.
We gotta find out what makes Maxey happy.
Yeah,
maybe Harden taking him out too much. Making him happy.
Maybe Harden
made Maxey happy.
Oh, that ain't making him happy. Harden taking him to the happiest places in the city, so he ain't happy.
That ain't real happiness.
That's not real
short-lived. Yeah, that's bursts of excitement.
Exactly.
That's all any of it is in this world.
That's that dopamine hit.
That's all it is in any of this in this world.
No, it's not.
Listen, man. But to me, this has been Maxey's whole. This has been Maxey's whole career, in my opinion. Like, he plays very well to the point where you looking at him like he next up. He about to be the, to the point where some people here argue about him being the second best player of the team, or even first best player of the team. When we made those kind of arguments, because you see what he has potential to do, but then he turns around and goes through stretches where he plays in the funk. He does it every year. But he's still young. He's still young. I'm not saying he's done and trash or nothing. He's still young, but he has to get to that level.
What do you say? I see even with the dopamine hit, you've been watching the podcast. Yeah, I have been watching some of that red pill content podcast every now and then. Besides Maxey, though, all right, it looked like we kind of coming off on Maxey a little hard to me, or not blaming him, but heaping a lot of responsibility in this loss. Some of this responsibility is also has to be heaped on Wayne's man, Mr. Half Quarters, Mr. Halftime. Tobias Harris is consistently dropping 14 the first half, 5 the second half, 17 the first half, 3 the second half. Tim, Ethan, and Wayne can verify what I said. At halftime, Tobias had 14 points, and what did I say in the text? What did I say?
It don't matter. You act like you gave some great revelation. We know. We've been talking about it all year that he's a half player. But guess what? You know what? But you know what Tobias also did do today? He played defense on Tatum. He actually played defense. Okay, Maxey didn't play any defense.
Okay, you've been talking a whole lot. I've been quiet a lot. You got to.
Then don't ask me a question. I'm going to answer.
You answered too long, and you didn't answer the question that I asked you to. So I'm gonna jump in. I asked you, what did I say? I said, bet money Toby won't get to over 22 points.
And who argued you? Who argued against you?
My point is, why didn't he get to 22? You got 14 at halftime. Why'd you end with only 5 more points?
Because he's a confidence boost. He needs confidence.
Why?
Because this is what he is, the 4th best player on the team. Well, maybe now he's the 3rd best player on the team.
So when you say why, you really don't mean why for somebody
else?
No, why? Nobody else saying why.
Here's the thing. He played 17 minutes in the first half and scored 14 points. That was a good first half. The second half, he played 21 minutes and only had 5 points.
Why?
That's not such a good.
Why? But
I don't know.
Well, he was a plus 18, and he was guarding, and he was guarding. So defense don't matter. Defense don't matter. So defense don't matter.
Well, quick question to you. Well, remember what was your whole beef about the Eagles all year? The offense.
Thank you, Tim.
But I'm not.
Thank you.
And I agree with you. My thing is, Ephraim is making like he making his grand revelation. We've been discussing this already. That Tobias only gives you 1 good half. That's an issue. It is an issue. But Maxey is supposed to be our 3rd best player. He's supposed to be our 20-point a game scorer. Yes. That give us that, and he's struggling.
Yes.
And I'm not blaming him. But we need him. We need Maxey in order.
We talked about Maxey for about 12 minutes straight. I'm also talking about
because Maxey is more important than Tobias Harris.
No, he's not. Tobias is more important.
Yes, he is.
Because why is he more important? Tobias is the veteran player. Yeah. Maxey's in his 3rd year. Tobias been in the league since
All right, can I ask you, which one is a better player in your opinion?
Tobias has a better resume right now.
But which one is the best? Because wait, now y'all were the same ones telling me Maxey was the second best player on the team, right?
My projection was for.
Did you tell me Maxey was the second best player on the team?
That's what. If you got a team, you got.
Answer. I asked the question. You took too long to answer, so now I'm gonna jump in.
No. You wasn't answering my question. I'm trying to answer.
We all got expectations for everybody. There's expectations for Maxey. There's also expectations for Tobias. Your only
Would you trade Tobias?
Your only expectation.
Would you trade Tobias Harris?
Taller that he's done.
Would you trade? Would you trade Tobias Harris?
Tim been wanting to trade Toby.
Would you trade Tobias Harris? Harris, answer me.
Yeah.
Would you trade Maxey?
Yeah.
Exactly, because Maxey is the more important player for this team.
I said yeah for both. I don't
know. You wouldn't trade no Maxey.
Hold on. Let's get back to James Harden. Wayne said, I don't think.
No, let's get back to Tobias. Why are we getting off of Toby yet?
Go ahead.
We ain't done. We're not done.
Harden shot. He had
Toby not getting plays grand point
and 3 steals.
Let me tell you what.
And 4 turnovers.
Since y'all don't want to recognize what really happened, what all that really happened is Toby stopped being aggressive. It's not like he started missing a whole bunch of shots. He just stopped being aggressive. I seen him going to the hole against Williams. I seen him going to the hole against Tatum. I seen him going to the hole against Smart. I didn't see None of that. It's like he did it for the first 2 minutes of the third quarter. He scored 5 points and then he disappeared.
Oh,
So
I
what
agree.
happened to Toby?
So
And that's the issue.
From the
Is that
first
Toby or is
half.
that Doc?
Now, exactly. Now, who's
No, I think it's more. I think it's on Toby. I think it's on
Tobias
Toby.
Harris. Tobias Harris has the green light to shoot whenever he
So
wants to.
okay.
No, you
So
don't.
if that's the case, why isn't anybody on the team saying, "Yo, you got the hot hand. Go keep going." Like, this confuses me. This confuses me. Why, if somebody hot, they don't tell them or don't encourage them to keep shooting. I'm confused by that, and it kind of irritates me.
Why you doing pep talk in the middle of the game? Just
It's
do
Doc
what you're
and it's
supposed
Joel
to do.
Embiid.
Listen, I think it's a combination, though. I'm not going to say it's a B, but I do think that somebody, at least Toby, should, I think, be like, yo, look, I'm feeling it right now. Keep giving me the rock. I don't know why that didn't happen, because he came out and hit a three and hit, I think, he got a dunk or a layup. I know he hit a three and another 2-point shot. He came out and got 5 points early in the third quarter, and then you never heard from him again. Never heard from him
He
again.
got the green light to shoot. So there's no restrictions on Tobias Harris. And Tobias Harris sometimes play with the bench, and he's the number one option.
But when
Scoring wise, Tobias does need.
Herb, I didn't hear you say that he stated that the Sixers don't feed the high hand. They don't. I see that a lot of times. That kind of irritates. Actually, I see that in the NBA a lot in general. Sometimes it kind of irritates me, but especially with the Sixers, when you got a hot hand, I don't know why they don't keep feeding you until you go cold. That irked me. That he literally came out and scored 5 straight points, and I don't remember him. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't think I remember him taking another shot for the rest of the game.
Because, well, now I ain't saying that this is the case in this case, but sometimes the other team makes an adjustment and then they start switching up the way that the Sixers should have. When Horford came out and hit that first goal, then the Sixers should have switched up the way they was defending that, and then they wouldn't be just going back to Horford because they was going to Horford because he was wide open. So I put that, sometimes that's because the defense has switched stuff up, so you don't just keep going to the same person. The Sixers had the shot. They had it. It was there. You just, Harden was off. Harden's shot was off. But I thought Harden played good defense. I thought Harden actually played solid on the offensive end.
Toby took 8 shots in the first half, and he took 12 to finish the game. And I think he hit his first 2, so it was like Toby.
So he's finished with the highest field goal percentage and the highest 3-point percentage out of our starters in the 60s. 66% field goal and 60% 3-point. And he only takes 5 3-pointers and 12 shots altogether.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that.
And there's 8 of them was taken in the first half. So he took 4 shots in the second half.
Hey, Miz said he wished we'd have got Dame. Listen, Miz, I think all of us on here wish we'd have got Dame. Dame problem is Dame don't wish that
got Dame over who? Harden?
Yeah, I just think I guess in the offseason when we trying to trade for him.
Man, I'm taking Harden over Dame.
No, I take Dame.
Bernard
I'm taking Harden over Dame.
Bernard McCoy, listen, good looking out, my man, for the super chat. He said, I thought you guys knew basketball, which we do know ball. We just let you know.
I know that was hate, but go ahead.
Put Maxey on Toronto, Miami, and y'all would not be talking about all this. Maxey is I agree, Maxey is a starter, but the problem is. Hold on. You can jump in. Hold on. The problem is.
Walk off.
The problem is with Maxey starting right now because our backcourt is such a defensive liability.
Yes.
That put Maxey and Harden back there at the same time, it was just killing us on the defensive end.
And it killed us in spots in this game.
That's why Melton's in there, because Harden refuses to play defense and Maxey can't.
No, Maxey is a starter, and I told y'all that. But I don't mind him coming off the bench.
That was Wayne screaming he should come off the bench.
If your man Melton,
where did I ever say he wasn't a starter though? I said for the team he could. The team needed. Yes,
I said that too. Actually, I think I started saying that too.
By the way, Dame Lillard, whoever said Dame Lillard, all he is a shooter and not scoring. Dame Lillard is actually averaging 7 assists this year, and he's also giving
Harden averaging 10,
and he's also giving you 31 points. So I would much rather have Dame Lillard. Yes,
I wouldn't.
If you had to ask me, I'm taking Dame Lillard. And Embiid will be a terror for the league if they had Dame Lillard.
I think Harden and Embiid is with that pick and roll. Dame already showed you he don't care about winning. Harden at least want to win. Harden willing to jump to other teams to try to win. Dame complacent.
If Harden go back to
complacent.
No, Dame. It's a certain type of loyalty I can't be mad at. I don't think that has nothing to do. I think he wants to win. I just think he wants to win where he's at. but he's loyal to a fault. Ain't no way in the world you're going to tell me you would rather have Harden over Dame. There ain't no way.
I would. Yes, I would.
No,
yes, I would.
You crazy right now.
Yes, I would.
Ain't no way. I don't care if Harden better all time. He's not better right now. Dame Lillard is better than Harden right now, and there's no way you can tell me otherwise. He giving you 31, 4 boards, and 7 assists a game. Come on, man. Is you on crack? You on dope or dog food? It's no way. But like I said,
well, for one, yeah, he's doing it without B. Guess what? If Dame was on B's squad, he wouldn't be getting as many shots either.
He might even average more. He got somebody like B to draw the attention. He might average 40.
The problem is B wouldn't average as much as he did. Dame is still average what he averaged. B would.
What does that have to do? What does that have to do with what Portland's doing? That
Harden is a better fit for B than Dame is, in my opinion.
If you telling me, X-Man, if you put B over there in Portland, you don't think Portland be a number 1, number 2 seed, at worst number 3 seed in the West? If you have B on Portland, come on.
Wow,
man.
who you taking off? Who are you trading for then?
No, I'm just saying hypothetically. He's saying what's Portland doing. So he act like him saying that is act like saying, I guess, taking props away from Dame, saying Portland ain't really doing nothing. But I'm saying that
I got you, Charlie.
Have B over there, it'll be a whole different story. I'm not trying to hear that. But
the young boy Devontae Smith was at the game tonight. He a big Boston fan, so he ended up getting Tatum's jersey at the end of the game.
I seen that. I see shit.
I ain't mad at that. I would get Tatum jersey too.
Yeah, you would.
Yup. In the heart. Don't NFL players do it? So are you mad at any of the Eagles that do a jersey swap? Out in a heartbeat, I would.
Make sure it's sweaty, Tatum.
Yeah, it sure could be. And guess what? I have it right up in there. And then like 15, 20 years from now, when I got this whole plethora of jerseys up there, especially if I'm a football player and they screw you over out of money anyway. Yup. If I got to sell it to make money, I'm making money.
So
Dame's
one-dimensional, but he has 7 assists. I don't get it.
Come on, man.
My fault.
Really do.
I didn't even hear what Tim said, and that's for good reason. Dame is definitely not one-dimensional. I mean, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole because we're not getting Dame. It's like the rabbit hole everybody go down if we'd have drafted Tatum over Fultz. Like Jalen Rose was talking about before the game, saying imagine if Embiid and Tatum is together. Yes, it will be masterful. It will be a beautiful thing. But I can't do that to myself. I can't do that. It's like imagine if Eagles would have drafted DK Metcalf 4 years ago instead of drafting or JJ Arcega-Whiteside or something. You can't do that to yourself. But what we have here is enough to beat Boston. But for some odd reason, I don't know if it's coaching, not making the proper adjustments. This is the 3rd straight game, I think, that we let one of their big men kill us on threes.
He said,
hold on. Remember last time we lost to Boston? And remember what all Boston players said?
He wouldn't change. Blake Griffin said, but Doc ain't changed nothing. Doc just kept knocking threes down.
Yes, he said Doc. And they all said Doc is known for not making adjustments.
Now, first of all, that you should have did that. He was trying to embarrass Doc, and he was a sucker for doing that.
But did it happen again
with Doc for years?
He was still trying to embarrass him. It's the players that's on the court. You know what you're supposed to be doing. Why you leaving them wide open?
It just happened again, though.
Because it's PJ Tucker. That's what PJ does. He leave you wide open trying to help.
What's your job as a coach?
No, PJ got to be smart as a player. PJ about 42 years old. He's been in the league for a long time. He knows not to leave a man wide open. Come on, stop playing.
I'm just asking you, who's at a certain point after he hits his 3rd three, he got 2 more left. He had 2 more in the chamber. So after he hit his 3rd three, nobody tells nobody to make an adjustment to get over there. You listen, stop coming off of him. Sam Cassell, somebody say something.
They said, let's see if he can make 5 first.
And he did. But Doc Rivers said he didn't like Max's performance tonight. He said because they didn't get him the ball enough. And then when he did have the ball, he forced the issue.
Hey,
I agree with you.
Hey, Miz, you want to talk about Dame's 57? Well, guess what? James Harden for his career averages 32, 7.8 assists, and 6.4 rebounds in the 29 games versus Dame head-to-head. So save me with talking about what Dame did to Harden. Harden give him work his whole career.
Back there. That was a 30-minute ago.
We talk about now.
How?
The game is better.
I'm. Didn't you say you answering the people? He's talking about a game back when. He's talking about game.
You cut me off. What was the answer to people? You said
I just sat here and heard y'all talk for like 10 minutes. I wasn't listening to y'all. I just heard y'all talking. So now it's my turn. No. May I claim my time?
No, because you cut me off when I went to talk to the people. You said, "Oh, we talking about that again?" Remember that? And I quietly got quiet, and I didn't do it no more.
But we were talking to the people too.
Shut up.
We were talking to the people.
The bench did kill us tonight, Isaiah Lowe. 12 points from the bench ain't good enough.
That is
12 points from the bench is definitely not good enough. I don't know if Doc thought this was a bad matchup for my man Shake. My bad, Shake. I apologize.
Mr. Wayne, you know why I'm defending Harden? Because him and Embiid is one of the top duos in the league right now. I get it. You don't like him. Sometimes you got to get past yourself. That's what I keep talking about with Eagle fans, Sixers fans, Philly fans, period. Same way I had to get over Jalen Hurts and me feeling about how I felt about his arm and everything else. And I had to admit that the young bull's a baller. That's what you got to do. Stop hating on Harden because you wanted somebody else here instead of Harden. Guess what? Harden gave Halliburton the business when he played against him, didn't he? And I'm not saying that Halliburton's trash or nothing, but don't sit here and make it like Harden's been trash. Harden is balling for the Sixers. Stop hating.
Yeah, Wayne just gave him a James Evans beating.
No, Harden's playing a good season. I'm not hating on Harden, but once again, in my opinion, I'm not taking him over Dame. But we have who we have, and I still think Harden is good enough. Yes, I think some who asked it, Sergeant Bass. I think he said, "Are we getting out the second round?" Yes, I think we get out the second round. I just think that the main team that we have a problem with is Boston.
Not if we the number 3 seed and got to play Boston in the second.
We're going to have to play Boston and Bucks in the second round.
We're gonna need to be the number 2 seed and let Boston be the number 1 and Milwaukee the number 3, or vice versa. We need them to play each other in the second round.
We're gonna get to the second seed. We're gonna get there.
We need the second seed.
Halliburton better than Harden. Round. Ethan, is Halliburton better than Harden?
No, Halliburton.
You think he's better than him right now?
He's not. Halliburton is a solid player. He might be leading Harden in assists right now because he had 15 and Harden had 8. I don't know how that's going to balance out because they're real close.
Yeah.
But Halliburton's a real good player. I just wanted to see him and Maxey grow together. I thought that would have been a good backcourt. But you can't.
Maxey ain't growing.
I think, to be honest with you, I think Melton and McDaniels did a really good job on Tatum today. It's just that Tatum hit big baskets at the end of the game.
And real quick,
again, you talking about you do realize Toby was guarding Tatum a whole lot this game.
I mean, I know you want to big up.
I'm just saying you're gonna give them props for guarding them because actually PJ was probably on Brown more than Tatum.
Halliburton is way better than Michael Carter Williams. Way better
than Michael Carter. Who said Michael Carter Williams?
I agree, Mr. Wing. Mr. Wing.
X-Men said that.
X-Men. Mr. Wing said, Wayne, I get it, but saying he's better than Dame is crazy. Harden is concerned with partying and not winning championships. Harden does have a track record.
Don't tell me that Dame is worried about winning when he said he'd rather lose in Portland than go somewhere and win. So he's not concerned about winning. He's complacent where he's at.
No, he's concerned. He don't want his image to
be. He ain't winning in.
He don't want his image to be the bull who team hop to try.
That's fine. So is he? So do you think that which one do you think is more concerned about winning the championship? Which one do you think is trying more to win the championship?
Okay, this is what we're gonna know.
You think Dame is trying more to win the championship?
In Portland
on Wednesday.
No. Don't add the in Portland. Which one is trying more to win a championship? Harden left Houston to go to Brooklyn for a better situation. Harden is looking for a chip. He wants to win a chip.
If you run back to Houston next year, he ain't looking for a chip.
You're right.
Houston got a nice little squad, and if they get the number 1 pick, he is.
Houston do got a nice young squad.
And if they get that number 1 pick, what they look like they're projecting to be. But I'm telling you one thing: Wednesday night, Hart will be in Miami for 2 nights. We'll see if he's serious about how much partying he does and how he look on Wednesday night's game.
Mr. Wing, you know what? No, we wouldn't. I was happy for Barkley when he went to Phoenix and left here because we was putting trash. Because we was putting, like Barkley said, he asked for Shaq, they gave him Shaq. So I was happy for Barkley. I was happy for Barkley that he went to Phoenix because his talent would have been left here. His talent would have been left here doing squat here in Philly.
They gave us our lunch.
I agree with you, but I'm not. But listen, they actually. I mean, Portland. And it makes them right. First of all, basketball is a little different than any other sport because two players can drastically change the trajectory of your franchise. So if he happened to get a top tier player or even a top 20, 15 player over in Portland, you never know. You never know what can happen. Look what happened with whatchamacallit. Kyrie just went to Dallas. Who would have thought that would have happened at the beginning of the season? So anything could happen, and if it does, Portland gonna be in contention.
Dame already showed y'all he ain't try to win. He wanted Ben Simmons on his team. Shut up.
Everybody wanted Ben Simmons.
Dame said no, they didn't. No, they y'all. Wait. You said everybody wanted Ben?
No.
You told me nobody. You told me Ben had no value. Nobody wanted him.
Can I finish?
No, you told us that Ben had no value. Nobody wanted him. Now everybody wanted him.
But listen to me. Listen to me clear. People who didn't know no better, who didn't watch Ben like we wanted, was under the
like Dame.
Maybe Dame and whatchamacallit. I honestly think KD won him there a little bit until he actually saw. Until he saw what in the world is going on.
They wasn't no parts of
Ben.
Ben.
There was a lot of dudes. I'm telling you, it was a lot of dudes, especially the media, was hyping up Ben. Like, yo, I'm telling you, but Ben get the Brooklyn, it's gonna be that. And all I kept saying is, watch, y'all want to see. I was actually arguing with a dude on YouTube. So boy, I don't even know. Me and him going back and forth for weeks. And matter of fact, I think y'all just reminded me. I'll go back and troll him again about Ben. We was arguing for weeks about Ben Simmons. I'm telling y'all ain't know what y'all was doing with him in Philadelphia, blah, 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 and stuff like that. I cannot wait to go troll him now because Ben was an epic failure, just like I knew he was. But my point to that was he wanted help in Portland. He didn't want to go ring hop. He wanted help in Portland. I'm not mad at that. He wanted to win.
Nobody want to go to no Portland. I don't even know why my son went out.
Just
there.
like Brian. Brian wanted to win one in Cleveland. He had to go leave and go win one. Then when he came back, he said, Cleveland.
No.
You. Remember that?
First of all, that's different. Brian was from that area.
I mean, Dame was not raised, but I mean, he spent a lot of time in the Portland area. So that was the team that drafted him.
Mm-hmm.
He came out there and now he want to win a championship for him. I mean, listen, I hope he does.
Loyal to somebody that drafted you.
Yes. And
that don't sound right. That don't sound right.
Why not? They invested their whole franchise in you. They've been loyal to you. They showed him they've been.
I don't want to hear that loyalty stuff because the minute
did he get a $200 million contract from him?
That's just paying you what you owe.
I mean, but they still invested.
That's paying you what you
owe. They ain't giving him nothing because wouldn't nobody be coming out to see them without him. So it ain't like they doing it. It ain't like they showing no great loyalty to him. Somebody would have paid Dame that money.
I mean, yeah, I'm not saying he would have, but I mean, so. Okay, y'all getting mad because the team actually did right by him and paid him. When you have heard situations where teams didn't do right by him and pay him, why do you think Kyrie left the Nets?
Listen,
because the Nets wasn't trying to pay Kyrie.
Listen, I'm not mad that the team paid him. I'm mad at a little bit of Dame's mentality. That's what I'm mad at. You play the game to win.
Exactly.
You don't play the game and say, listen, even though we won't win, I'm going to just be loyal. That's not why you play the game. That's not why you play the game.
To be. A lot of times people don't play. I remember playing ball. We went to a gym one time, and I was on a team that went 3-0. We went 3-0, and then the other team stacked up teams to beat our team. I know dudes who don't want to do that kind of stuff. They just like, no, well, let's keep the team that we got and let's run it back and see if we can beat these dudes. Don't team stack to try to beat them. Now the NBA has become team stack. They ain't got the old head mentality. Well, I don't mind getting a player or two, but that don't mean I gotta go over here with a stacked team, KD style, and win a championship. I think he didn't have a lot of respect for that, and he never wanted to be viewed as a dude who did that.
It don't matter because at the end of the day, your greatness will be based on how many chips you won. That's why you don't hear about Bulls names like Dominique Wilkins. You going to stop hearing about John Stockton. You
at least got to make it to. You at least got to make it
to. You don't hear about Bulls like Reggie Miller,
MOTC, chill.
Charles Barkley's name still in the media because he's on TNT. But if Charles Barkley's name was in the media, you wouldn't hear about Bulls like Charles Barkley no more. You don't hear about these dudes no more because they didn't win chips. At the end of Barkley's career, he started ring chasing. At the end of Karl Malone's career, he started ring chasing. Guess what? At the end of Dame's career, guess what he's gonna do? I promise. At the end of Dame's career, he's gonna try to win a chip.
I don't think he is because I don't think he is. I think he's chill with where he's at.
I think so too. I mean, listen. Your point is valid with the casual fans. With real fans, I bring up Dominique name all the time. You bring up Dominique name all the time. Excuse me. I bring up players who haven't won rings. If Clyde Drexler would have stayed in Portland, he probably never won a ring, but he was a great player. You know what I mean? So I watch basketball. I know who great. That's why I was having an argument with Brandon about MVP awards, the one I just talked about on here. That don't move the needle for me. If I think you're a great player because I watched you, your numbers is crazy, what you did against competition on high levels, show me that you was a PTP player. I'm not moved by that. Like, rings is cool and all that, but I understand rings have context. Jordan's 6 rings have context. Everybody want to swear that Jordan won these 6 rings all by himself, but his rings also have context to me. So, I mean, you're a great player. You're a great player, man. Like, even Gary Payton. I mean, Gary Payton went ring chasing at the end, but Gary Payton, great player, one of the best defensive players of all time. Great player.
Didn't he get his ring with Miami?
Oh, yeah, he did finally win a ring.
Hey, is Miz a Sixers fan, or he just some trolling here? Because you got to be. What do you say? You said if Embiid averaged 23 points and 13 rebounds, the Sixers would be better. So you saying for him to average like 9 less points or 10 less points and just get 3 more rebounds and that makes us better? You can't be a Sixers fan. You got to be trolling right now.
I mean, you can't. Embiid's performance tonight was excellent. There's nothing wrong you can say about Embiid's performance. It was really the bench, and also us not sticking Derek White and Al Horford. Those 3 why we lost. Al Horford, Derek White.
So 5 less points and 3 more rebounds. Okay.
Clarence Carter, I don't want to get caught up in this, but he said people don't talk about Isaiah, don't talk about King. Well, one reason Isaiah Thomas they still talk about, but one reason I don't talk about Isaiah Thomas is because people love Jordan so much and they hated Isaiah Thomas so much that it killed Isaiah Thomas' name. Michael Jordan was so big in the NBA and he controlled the NBA and the narrative so much that it actually killed Isaiah Thomas's name. Isaiah Thomas is a great player.
Plus, Isaiah also tainted his legacy a little bit when he was doing the coaching and GM and stuff. Like, remember when he was with the Knicks and stuff, and then it's like people started kind of like trying to clown him.
He's with Toronto. Remember he drafted the boy
with Toronto, Damon Stoudemire, right?
Yeah,
he first drafted him, but then it was like he couldn't get him there, and then they
as a player and a coach. I mean, you can't say nothing bad about Isaiah as a player.
Oh no, I agree, but I'm just saying, you know how some of this, because now you have later generations where this is all they ever saw him as, was just as this coach and the dude talking on TV.
I mean, that might have a little truth to it, but Jordan was a trash GM, and that ain't really changed his career, I guess, because maybe he's Jordan. But I mean,
but like y'all said about Barkley, the reason why people with Barkley, because you see him on TV and he's active and he's around and stuff like that.
I think I agree with Ethan more why Isaiah gets hate from people because they try to act like.
Oh, I agree with that too.
I see clips where they try to act like Isaiah is bitter when he think LeBron is the best player ever to play the game, which I think LeBron is the greatest. He's the best overall basketball player I've ever seen, with the whole game, passing, scoring, rebounding.
I agree.
He's the greatest overall player I've seen. But when Isaiah said, they try to make it look like, oh, it's sour grapes because they beat you, blah, blah, blah. He's like, yo, I beat Jordan. Why would I be mad at a dude I beat? You know what I'm saying? Like, I beat him, he beat me. So, okay. You know what I mean? You know, but Isaiah was a great player. I do, in my opinion, Isaiah, is Steph better than Isaiah right now? I don't know. We talk point guard. I know they say it's Magic is first, then it's Isaiah and maybe Steph, and some people.
They both got 2 championship rings.
Isaiah. I agree with you. I don't. I mean, I'm with you. I don't necessarily count the KD championships. I don't even count them chips to KD in my mind. But he won them, so he got rings or whatever. But Isaiah's. I love Isaiah. And Hakeem, you can't say nothing about Hakeem the Dream to me. Hakeem the Dream was that dude. That's who we want Joel Embiid to be in certain facets of his game, where you could do the little shimmy and the dream shake and pull up for jumpers and all that kind of stuff like that. And B, I mean, for a big man, B, then he that
Embiid is what I saw today, and if he's healthy in the playoffs.
You saw today. How long you been watching the Sixers play?
I'm against this Boston Celtics team. He's always struggled against Horford and against Williams, against those bigs. What he did was he took it to them today. Mm-hmm. The fact that he took it to them today, they made him. He either made the shot or he forced the foul. Doing that makes me more confident in the Sixers beating them in a 7-game series. Just to,
even though we lost and we've lost 3 times to them.
Even with the loss, because I saw the mistakes that we made. Derek White, Al Horford. If we stick them and play them better, we win.
But see, this is the point that I'm making, and I still feel like the Sixers can beat anybody. I'm just saying the reason why the Celtics are the favorite to me in going in a series against the Sixers is because You just mentioned those two names, but in another game, it'll be the bull Grant Williams and the other and Brogdon. It's always Boston. Boston stars don't gotta be the ones to beat you. The Sixers stars gotta be who beat you. Boston got guys that come off the bench and they get some of these guys get hot at a moment's notice. They're deep.
I'm at the point.
You can say the same thing. Tobias, he played well for the first half, but who's to say that he's not going to play? He's going to play well the next time or have a better game. Maybe he'll give us 30 points in the game. No, that ain't going to happen. But,
X-Men, I agree. Zeke was a pit bull, plain and simple. I agree. I'm actually questioning my Sixers pick now that Tim is saying he thinks the Sixers will beat Boston in a 7-game series because Tim has been historically incorrect when it comes to stuff like this. So I'm actually questioning my own logic. Ethan, you muted.
Tim worse than Barkley.
He is. I gotta question my own. Anytime Tim starts agreeing with what I'm saying, then I gotta make sure I'm thinking straight. So I don't know about this.
I'm telling you, I feel good. I feel great after. Did y'all see how we beat Memphis at home and they tore the lights out of Denver tonight?
They ripped Denver doors off. It was about 30 at one point. I think it was in the fourth or the end of the third or something. They was smacking Denver around. I just think about it bad night for Denver. I gotta see
what team beat up on the Nets yesterday. Y'all see that too?
Oh, the Nets is finished. I mean, with the
they have nobody right now.
They got Ben Simmons.
They got Ben.
And Ben didn't even play. Oh yeah, Tim. What happened? What happened to Ben?
Herb
and Tim. I want to call y'all to the front just real quick before we end this pod because it's about to end because Tim about to get giddy with the shut off button. You know how to
Yep, I was about to shut it down. But
go ahead. Getting good, he shut it down. Herb and Tim, I need y'all to the very front row. Matter of fact, I need y'all on the stage in the congregation. Come to the front of the congregation. I need you on the stage because y'all was telling me that all he needs is a new environment. All he needs is a strong NBA coach with a nice full beard, and he's gonna make sure that he has been playing. Yes,
he ain't never gonna have a full beard.
I'm talking about Jacques Vaughn. All you need is a coach with a nice, demeanor enough, a strong, positive black male role model in his life, and he gonna take off.
He need a strong black coach. Remember, Ben need a strong black coach. You know what I mean, to get some of the light skin up out of him. Man,
but then he blamed Doc.
Yep. Come on now.
Ben unfortunately was raised outside of the United States of America. So therefore, the things that he's doing, I'm not used to him, a person acting that way. So to me, this is all one big experiment. We're just watching an experiment right now.
So you didn't know that when we was telling you the whole time that nothing was going to happen when he went to the Nets and all that? You didn't know he was born outside of America?
Because physically he has all the physical traits to be a star.
Okay.
It's just
what you know about that glory, Mr. Wayne?
Emotional baggage that comes with Embiid. See, that no pun intended. The emotional baggage that comes with Ben, I've never seen it before. It's unprecedented.
Okay. We told you that though.
The coach don't even want to play him no more. The coach said Ben is unplayable.
And listen, and like I said,
strong black male that you say you needed that dude, the strong black male.
Before that meltdown, I felt like Ben was a solid player. He needs a big black male. What are you, a white chick? All right.
What did you say, Wayne?
No, I said I thought Ben was a solid player before, but after that whole thing, when we started talking about how colossal a breakdown this was, Tim still was trying to argue and try to blame everybody else for why Ben was that way, and Joel is a hater, and Ben got to get away from that, and Doc hated on him, so he got to get away from that. He gonna get there with Katie and Kyrie, and they gonna nurture him and this, that. They split town. They was like, man, we not.
Let's be clear. Yep. When before Durant got hurt, that team was rolling, and they was one of the premier teams in the East. It was the Big Four. Durant went down. Kyrie quit after the contract.
Wait, who was the Big Four with who? Ben?
No, I'm talking about that. I'm talking about Boston, Brooklyn, and the Bucks.
Okay.
We were the Big Four. Fortunately, we got rid of Brooklyn is out, so there's only 3 teams now.
Why Brooklyn out?
What we got to do is 3 games out of first place, so we got to pretty much call our way back into that number 1 seed.
Why Brooklyn out? Brooklyn got Ben and they got Bridges is balling, and now you got Ben. Now Ben ain't even got to score because Bridges gonna drop all the points. And remember the other ball Brooklyn got that dropped to 40 points. And everybody was like, Brooklyn gonna be a problem.
All right, so because first of all, y'all hating on Ben. Y'all know he's never been an offensive player like that. So y'all.
No, but you told me he was. See, this is where I have to clap back. You told me he was.
I never said that.
Yeah, Cam Thomas, man.
Okay.
And main money, real quick. This is the point that I've been making. They feeling like I'm attacking Maxey. I'm not attacking him, but I'm saying in order for us to beat Boston, we need Maxey. We need more of a Miami Maxey. Like remember when he was playing against Miami before? We need more Miami Maxey than what Maxey is now.
To mention Maxey, where are you at?
Cam he just said it right up here, but y'all was talking. I didn't want to interrupt Ephraim again, so I waited until it was a gap and I could go back in the dress main.
Thank you, Wayne. I appreciate that. It was very kind of you.
All right, so we're gonna wrap this thing up.
So Clarence Carter said, I remember people saying Ben wouldn't have to shoot with KD and Kyrie. And Tim was leading that charge. Tim and Herb was leading that charge. But now I just wanted to make this podcast the one that we address Tim's 2 to 3 year long foolishness on this dude Ben Simmons, and now I ain't going to talk about it. So thank y'all.
Before we leave, I just want to say,
bring that back up again.
Joel Embiid said he asked Tyrese Maxey after the game, how can he help him get going? And it led to a good conversation. He said he told Maxey the team needs him to be aggressive to go where they want to go. So
ain't that what I just said?
What we've been saying all night. The team is feeling the same.
No, you was mad at me for saying it.
You know why? Because they just realized that they're not gonna get nothing but Tyrese, but from Tobias.
So if Maxey told Joel, I need to start, will he start next game?
He should. If this is what he's telling Doc, and Maxey's supposed to be your third best player on this team. If he's telling you he can't play coming off the bench and that's damaging him like that, especially since he was the one that volunteered to do it, I think they should honor that.
All right.
Thank you, Mitri. Hey, Tim, if you notice, the comment section is pulling up a lot of your old talking points and your quotes that you had on Ben Simmons. Just take a gander. Even after you shut the podcast down, we can still see y'all comments, popping up. So if y'all would like to, y'all can still send comments, periodically through there. We can take a look. So take a gander, just read over some comments.
Shout out to Ben.
Your memory on the forces you were saying.
We wish nothing but the best.
I think we set this team back 2 years. We set this team back 2 to 3 years, signing Doc Rivers. Now we got to recoup. We got to recoup that. This is Doc Rivers last year. This is Doc Rivers last year here. He can't coach.
No, this is that 5th game they lost in like 25 games. You talking some? We set them back 2 years.
Right. You're right.
Stop.
We won't know until the playoffs hit.
All right. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We're gonna catch you in the next podcast. We out.
Peace.
The other thing about Will Barton. Never mind. We out.
How you gonna close and then come and ask questions?